Hey y'all, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, whatever time of day that you are watching this video. I hope that you are blessed and highly favored. As always, first things first, make sure that you don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and make sure that you don't forget to turn on your notifications as well for my channel so that you do not miss any videos that I have upcoming. So today I want to talk about asking God for things in our prayers and being prepared to hear his response or watch him give it to you. And usually he doesn't answer our prayers in the way that we imagine or think, because he has other plans for us, but that's neither here nor there. So for example, my prayer this year is, if you know me personally, you know that I do sing in the choir, and but most of the time I'm singing on the praise team, right? And all the time I'm in the background because I'm just not, I was like, Lord, you know, I just wasn't in the space to be leading the song. And still I'm growing in that area, because to be honest with you, I mean, that's one of my prayers. The prayer was for God to put me in the mindset or the space to get up and lead the song, and to get out of my comfort zone, and to get out from the background. That was my prayer this year, or it's one of the prayers that I have had this year. And so I was just thinking that, I was like, you know, I thought that maybe one day he would just give me a chance to be like, you know what, I'm gonna do this song, right? So it didn't happen like that. My father is a pastor, and he has recently started pastoring a new church, and that is where I do attend church. But he recently got there last year, got the call for that church last year, and I returned to Flint in January. Yeah, I returned to Flint in January, and that is where I attend church at. And I didn't really start singing on the praise team until like maybe a few weeks after we decided to come back and join my father's church. But nevertheless, we were still in COVID. Everybody wasn't coming to church like that. But there was this lady there who I had seen before, but I hadn't seen her like every Sunday. I honestly had no idea who she was. I've spoken to her, obviously, you know, hi, good morning, if we passed each other at church or something like that. But I had no idea of who she actually was. And she recently, her daughter recently passed. And she told my father that she wanted me to do a solo. Now, I just told y'all I only sing background. I'm sitting up here trying to get the courage to lead a song. I definitely had no idea that God would allow somebody to ask me to sing a solo at a funeral at that. So when he first said it to me, I was like, I don't know about that. And so I kind of brushed it off, because I was like, no. And he was like, I know you don't do that and stuff like that. So I thought maybe he had already told her that I don't do that. But nevertheless, the next Sunday, because I believe that was a Sunday or Monday or something that he told me that, and I was like, okay. But the next Sunday, was the Sunday that I was getting the right hand of fellowship. And when she walked past, she said, I want you to sing a solo at my daughter's funeral. And I really wasn't in a position to explain myself or to be like, no. And plus, she's an older lady. She's elderly, and I absolutely love elderly people. And it's kind of hard to say no to some of them. Some of them it's easy for me to say no if it's something crazy, but whatever. But I was like, wow, like, okay. And so I just said okay, and went on about my business or whatnot. So I really had to go back and be like, God, why is this woman asking me? She don't even know me like that. And let alone she hadn't ever heard me sing a solo or ever heard me sing by myself or lead the song or anything. Like, all I've ever been was in the background, and she had only seen me for like a couple weeks. And I was like, okay, Lord, like, what is it? And that's immediately, like, he told me, like, you asked to be put in positions or to have the mindset to lead songs. And I was like, okay. And I'm sitting here thinking, like, okay, Lord, like, I know that's what I asked, but I sure didn't ask to be singing those solo at nobody's funeral. And so I was like, you know what, Lord, I'm gonna just do it. If that's what you have designed for me to do, that's just what I'm going to do. So I go home and I'm looking for songs, and I'm trying to get myself comfortable with something. And my husband is a musician. He is a musician at our church as well, and he's a singer. He's magnificent, and he plays all kinds of instruments. I honestly couldn't tell you what he doesn't play, but I was like, okay. And so we sitting here trying to figure out songs and stuff like that. And so I finally find a song that I'm like, okay, I probably can do this one. It'll be easy for me to do or whatnot. And I was like, okay, I could do that. And then a couple days later, she told my father that she wanted me to sing Take Me to the King. Now, let me tell y'all something. Y'all know Tamela Mann is magnificent. Like, she has a voice like no other. And I was just in shock, because I was like, I don't know if I could pull that one off. Like, I don't know if I could do that. And now, I love the song and know it very well, but I was like, I'm not no songstress. Like, I don't know. And I just kind of like panicked. But nevertheless, like, I managed to get through it. And no, I did not sing that song the same way that Tamela Mann sung it. But I sung it in a way that was comfortable for me. Like, it was my voice. It was me doing this. It wasn't me trying to be like somebody or compare myself to somebody, which it took me a long time to do that. And my husband was just like, you don't have to sing this song, in the same way that she sung it. And I was like, you're right, because I was like, her voice is a little bit higher than mine. Now, mind y'all, I do actually sing soprano, but I'm a lot more comfortable in the alto section. But since we have no sopranos and I'm able to go back and forth between them, that's what I've been doing. And I was just like, I don't know if I could get up there. And he was like, you don't have to get up there. You just have to do it and make it meaningful, and know that you are singing for God. Like, this is, you don't have to do it exactly the way the record was recorded. And I was like, okay. But anyway, that's just kind of sort of my little story. I managed to get through that funeral and sing this song, and I was nervous as all I could be, like moments before. To me, I was like, I don't know if I did it, but I did get some compliments. So I was like, okay, maybe I did. But still, I was like, this is crazy. But nevertheless, I say all that to say that sometimes we ask God for stuff, and like, we expect him to give it to us in the way that we want it to be done, or a way that's comfortable for us. But we really have to be comfortable with the uncomfortable. And I feel like I pray that prayer, like, Lord, allow me or give me the heart, the mindset to be comfortable with the uncomfortable. But sometimes when the uncomfortable come around, I be like, hold up, like, Lord, that ain't really how I really meant for this to go down. But at the end of the day, there's always a reason behind everything. Now, I'm telling y'all about that too, but recently somebody else, our missions ministry, asked me to either be a speaker if one of the older ladies that they were going to ask, if she chooses not to be the speaker for their mission Sunday, they asked could I do it. And I'm looking like, now, mind y'all, I have done 1,000,001 presentations just from undergrad and doing my master's degree, and I was a college recruiter at some point. So I've done 1,000,000 presentations, but to be a speaker at church, I was looking at them like, okay, all right, Lord, like, if this is what you asking me to do. And they was like, well, if she chooses to be the speaker, then we want you to sing a song. And I was like, all right, Lord. So, in all, know that if you ask God for something, he will indeed give it to you. Okay, now you have to be ready, you have to be prepared for the unexpected, for the uncomfortable, but just know that like his reasoning is behind, first of all, to answer your prayer, but he also knows exactly what we are capable of, even when we don't believe in ourselves enough to know that we are capable of things. So if you're watching this video, I hope that you got something out of that. I hope that if you are asking God for something, that you are prepared, that you are ready, and that you're just saying, Lord, whatever it is that you want me to do, I will be doing it, no matter how you ask me. But I'm just giving you a heads up that you probably gonna be in shock at first, and you probably gonna be like, Lord, why is this happening to me? And then you gonna think back like, Lord, I sure did ask you for A, B, C, or D. Even like for me, I know my prayer every day is for God to give me wisdom. Now, I have been in church all my life. Like, there's never been a time that I wasn't in church. I've pretty much been saved all of my life. As I've said, like, my dad's a pastor. My grandfather was a pastor. My grandmother is a minister. Like, it's like, it was no way around me not going to church. Now, did I always act like I was saved? Probably not, because I know my teenage years, I got a little rowdy. But, I mean, nevertheless, but even as younger, I always prayed that God would give me wisdom. And what I have, like, I remember sitting out one day and thinking about like my friends, outside of like my best friend, we've been best friends since high school, you know, so we're the same age. And then I have line sisters, and we're the same age, and those pretty much the people that I talk to. And I also have another best friend, we've been friends since middle school, so we're all like the same age. But outside of that, all of my friends that I have are at least 25 years older than me. It is the craziest thing that I have ever seen, and they've always thought that I was older than what I was, and I was like, no, I'm really not. And we kind of became friends before we all knew each other's age. But and I was looking around like, Lord, why do you keep giving me these friends that are like 20, 25 years older than me, somewhere around that range, like old enough to be my parents? Like, why am I hanging out with these people? Why are they, you know, why are these people my friends? And I one day he was like, you know, you asked for wisdom, and he provided that. So again, I say that to say that whatever you're asking God for, he will provide it. Now, I don't know how he's going to do it, but he will provide it. So put your faith and your trust in God, and know that whatever you're asking for, he will provide, and he knows what's best for us. And the way that he provides it is the way that's best for us, because he believes in us sometimes more than we believe in ourselves. And so we just always have to seek him first in whatever we are doing. And above all, again, trust him, have faith in him, and follow him, and let him lead your path. So I hope that this video was a blessing to you today. Again, don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to turn on your notifications. And until next time we meet, peace.